Welcome to Freestyle Disc Golf. This is the back nine of the final round of the Appalachian Amateur Championship presented by DG1. First up on the box is Lucas McPherron, who is currently at 18 under par, going with the hyzer. Hole 10 is also all about placement. You want to be pretty far left off the tee so you can approach this green. Josh going with the hyzer as well. Josh is currently at 16 under par. Matt taking the same line. Matt is currently at 19 under par. And Justin kind of saws that off, but he gets through that tree, so not too bad. He is at 18 under. This is a pretty tough place to approach the green from. He's pretty far back. Going with the Anheuser. Oh, he clips that telephone pole. Lucas with the big forehand hyzer. That's a good shot. He should have a look. Looks like Josh is going to go with a forehand as well. Hole 10 is a tough birdie if you don't get it into position off the tee. And Matt with the forehand. Matt is your current leader at 19 under. That looks like a great shot. Let's see if Justin can get up and down for his par. This is Justin's first time playing the back nine. He did come the day before and go through the front nine, but this is not the best course to be unfamiliar with. He's on the green, though, for a par. Lucas laying up for his par. Josh going to give this one a run for birdie. Ooh, just a little right, not a bad run. Justin with kind of a longer putt than he wants for par. Oh, and it chains out right. Matt with the comeback birdie putt. Leaves it a little low, but he'll be tapping in a par. Par for Lucas. Josh with the par. And Matt will tap in his par, and then Justin will tap in a unfortunate bogey. Hole 11 is a short par 3, but it is a tough one. You gotta hit a gap about 200 feet, 210 feet down the fairway, and the green is significantly slanted from left to right. Lots of roll-away potential. That was Lucas. He kind of threw his into the woods a little bit on the right side. This is Josh. Looks like he also pulled that one right. Up next, Matt. Looks like he might have overcorrected off of what the first two guys did, and he finishes left of the basket. Justin with a great looking line right up the fairway. Just a little low. He had that a foot higher, it'd probably be under the basket. Josh is in a pretty tough spot. He's kind of pinched off from the basket from this right side of the fairway. He comes up a little short on that approach, but he should have a putt. Looks like Matt's dealing with a really low ceiling here. He's going to try to punch it through. And it looks like he gets through, but he's still got to hit a putt for par. Lucas is in the jungle there. Let's see if he can find a alley to get out towards the basket. That's a good out, but he still also has to hit a putt for par. This is a really scary birdie putt for Justin. Looks like he's still lining it up so he can run it. He gives that kind of a safe run. Goes a little past the basket. Josh to save a par. I think he's going to wait on the people on, that's 18's fairway. And I think he's going to wait on them so he doesn't get distracted. There we go. Oh, just a little right side. He'll be tapping in a bogey. That's a great par putt from Lucas. Matt for par from about 27 feet. Pretty scary putt. Great putt from Matt there. Justin for par from about 18, 20 feet uphill. Little left side, tapping in a bogey. So 2 bogeys and 2 pars on hole 11. Lucas opting for the forehand. He seems to throw a lot of forehands, so that's not a surprise. There is like a little pit right there that you get casual relief from. We'll see if he's in there. Matt taking the forehand as well. He seems to do that a lot as well. And this looks great. Through the gap. That's a great shot. Josh, backhand. That was looking good, but he got a double kick to right in the middle of the fairway. Justin also throwing the backhand. a little turned over. See, he might be in that pit as well. Looks like he's just past the basket on the right side for a birdie putt. Now, he was not OB. This is just a casual relief spot. Same thing with Justin. He was in this pit. He hits a tree down by the green, but he'll have a look for birdie. Matt going with the forehand turnover. Oh, clips that tree, but he'll have a look. As you can see, he's about 3 feet outside of the circle. Oh, great putt. That's a good putt for birdie from Matt. Let's watch that one again. The basket's doing its job on that one. Justin for birdie from circle's edge. Just a couple inches low, and he's frustrated. Lucas for bird. Great putt. He was also about circle's edge. Josh from a similar distance, almost the same spot. Just a little right. For par for Josh. And Justin will tap in his par, so 2 birdies and 2 pars. And we will move on to hole 13, which is a very unique par 4. It's short for a par 4, but once you get through this initial gap you see here, you want to throw something kind of overstable and slow, so once it gets through the gap, it moves left quick to give yourself an upshot for a birdie. That looks like a great throw from Lucas. You don't see people throw forehands off this tee too often.
Inside. Heat push.
That's actually the best line.
He kind of snuck through the left side. We'll see what he has there. Gator from Justin. We pulls that right a bit, but it looks like a fighter. We'll see if he's got something. Matt in a tough spot here. Not a bad out, but he's still going to have a lot of work to do to get up and down for par. Justin did fight back to the very edge of the fairway. Still not an easy line from back there to the green. Let's see if he can. Oh, he throws a skip shot. And he'll have a long look at birdie. If not, he can just lay up for an easy par. Matt in scramble mode here. High forehand turnover. Yeah, he's still got a ways to go. He might be able to make a par putt from there, but it's a long one. Lucas with a pretty good shot to the green for a birdie. Josh is actually in the woods there, so he's got some, looks like he's throwing a forehand roller to try to save a birdie. And that is a great shot. He'll have a nice look at his birdie. He pulls that a little right, but he's by the basket for a bogey. This is Justin's long look at a birdie. And he's on the green for par. Lucas for birdie. Just a little high. He's going to come tap in his par real quick. Sure, that was a little frustrating. Matt for his bogey putt. He's actually got a little more work to do than I realized. Ooh, just a little right. So he'll be taking a double bogey. So your current leader will be going down to 18 under. Justin par. Josh for the lone birdie on the card if he makes this. And he does. Gets 3 strokes on the leader. And everyone else gets 2 strokes on the leader. So after the double bogey from Matt, Lucas takes the lead at 19 under. This is Josh on the tee right now with the lone birdie on the last hole. Through the gap on a hyzer towards the green. Great shot. He'll be putting up the hill from inside the circle. Lucas. Oh, he saws that off left and kicks into the woods. He's going to have a lot of work to do to get up and down for par. Here's Justin. Looks like kind of just a straight shot right at the pin, and he's also in the circle up the hill for for birdie, excuse me. And finally we have Matt. He's also on the green for birdie. This is Lucas in the woods, trying to find a way out. Throws a forehand roller. And he's still quite a ways away. He's just going to try to put it close to get his bogey. And he does so well. He'll have a putt for a bogey. This is Matt for birdie from about right on the edge of the circle, about 33 feet. Oof. Chain out just right. Got it. Great birdie putt from Justin. Josh from about the same distance. And he misses just left. Lucas for a bogey from a little further than I realized. He's probably 23, 25 feet. And he chains out right. Tapping in a double bogey. And then 2 tap-in pars. So Lucas was in the lead, and now Matt is back in the lead by 1 stroke. This is becoming a tight race with Matt at 18 under, Justin at 17 under, Lucas at 17 under, and Josh at 16 under. Justin pulls that right into the rough on the right side of the fairway. He's going to be in a spot he doesn't want to be on this hole. Doing some work from there. Josh a little inside, but that's going to work. He's in the fairway for his upshot for birdie. Up the hill. Matt hits the fairway, and he should also have a up and down look for birdie. The rarely seen forehand on this hole, forehand, and that is great. Good shot from Lucas.
3 feet off of that. Yeah.
Justin in a really tough spot here in the rough on the right side. Probably not a lot of gaps up there. Going with a overhand, looks like a tomahawk. He doesn't quite get all the way out. He hits a tree and drops down into the rough again. That's a pretty good shot from Matt. He's going to be about 40 feet from the basket looking for bird. Justin trying to find a lane here to get up and down for par. Still in the rough though. He gets out of the rough but rolls backwards behind this tree. He is not having the best time on this hole. It's being mean to him. Josh is in a great spot to get up and down for birdie. He kind of saws that off a little bit to the right, but he'll have a putt for birdie on the green. Here's Lucas, also in a great spot to get up and down. And he throws a great shot. I think he's parked for a bird. Justin to try to stop the bleeding. Going with the gator forehand. He's probably just inside the circle. Okay, so Matt made it a little closer than I thought. He's about 34 feet. Great putt. Birdie for Matt. Josh from about 28 feet. And he gets it, birdie for Josh. Justin to save a bogey and stop the bleeding on hole 16. Excuse me, hole 15. Oh no, another chain out to the right. Frustrating day for Justin. Double bogey. Losing 3 strokes to the card. Now this is hole 16. It's probably the easiest hole on the course. It's only 180 feet. It is pretty tight gap, but you really want to get this one. Double kick back to the fairway for Josh. Oh, Matt a little early left. He's got some work to do. Lucas with a great shot. He's maybe 18 feet for birdie. The last tree there he had to miss. He's gonna try to get up and down for par from there. That looks like a great shot. He should have a look for par from just outside the circle, maybe. Justin just laying up. Gonna get his par from there. Looks like Josh is gonna try to run this one for birdie from about 65 feet.
Hit that.
Ooh, just short. Great run. This is about a 40-footer from Matt to save a par. Oh no, he's gonna have a little comebacker for a bogey. Lucas for the lone birdie on the card. And he got it. Matt for bogey. Good putt. But he does lose 2 strokes to Lucas with 2 holes to go. Josh par, and then Justin will tap in his par as well. So Lucas takes the lead back after hole 16. He's at 19 under, going into 17, which is the hardest hole, I think, in the front 18 at Harmon. Harmon is a 27-hole course, but they're just playing the front 18 holes. Josh is at 17 under. That's a tough spot. Justin is at 15 under. He gets through the gap. A little too much turn on it. If he would have had a little more hyzer, that would have been great. And Matt is at 18 under, 1 stroke behind Lucas. Hits an early tree and kicks left. That's also a tough spot. He just wants to get to a spot where he can save par here. He got out, but he's still got a lot of work to do.
Is that good?
Little patent pending from Josh. He's really pinched over here, so this is a tough shot. Oh yeah, he hits that first tree. He's gonna have a tough time saving par from back here. He should be able to see the basket from where he is there, though, so not a bad shot. Matt also in a tough spot to try to get up and down for par. Looks like he puts a little too much turn, and that's going to probably cut roll to the right of the fairway. Here's Justin to try to get up and down for a birdie. Lucas trying to do the same thing, current leader. Not a bad shot. He should be able to get up and down for a par, which is fine on hole 17 out here at Harmon. It's a really hard hole. Justin with a great shot. He still has to hit a pretty sizable putt for par, but that was a great shot. He fights through, and he's got a long putt for bogey. Matt going with the tomahawk. That's also on the green for a bogey putt. Lucas with a jump putt approach to get an easy par. Josh for bogey from just outside the circle. He pulls out a little left. He's going to be putting for a double bogey. Justin from a similar distance to save a par. Got it. Great putt. Good 4. Matt from about 25 feet for his bogey. Good putt. Josh for double bogey. And Lucas with a tap-in par. Stress-free par on this hole is great.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Yeah, for sure. Hope I see you. It's been a very nice.
Lucas up first at 19 under with 2 strokes over Matt and 4 strokes over Justin and Josh. He threw a great forehand there. Justin going with the more common play with the backhand on hole 18's tee pad. That's a good shot. Matt with the similar line, but going to come up a little short of Justin.
Beautiful.
Josh rips one. That's more the shape you want for hole 18's tee shot. Gives you an opportunity to get around the guardian tree. Matt has a ways to go with this forehand, but he's got a great one. He gets most of the way around that guardian tree, and he should have a long look for birdie. Hole 18 is a great finishing hole. Lucas pulls that into the tree and drops straight down. The green for 18 goes up towards the house, and there's usually a bunch of people back there just cheering you on. Justin from a similar spot to Lucas, opting for the backhand turnover. Gets a little too much turn too quickly out of that and hits the guardian tree and drops straight down. Josh from a pretty great spot after a great tee shot, going with the forehand. A little too wide. And he drops down on that left side guardian tree. Lucas puts it up there close for a par. Justin also puts it close for par. Josh is probably trying to run this for a birdie. Has kind of a backstop, so you can run these longer shots on this green. Ooh, and he gives it a great run. I'm sure Matt's trying to do the same thing. Oh, off the cage. He'll tap in a par. So it looks like everyone's going to finish with par, and Lucas is going to probably take the win. He actually is definitely going to take the win. Good win for Lucas. An A tier, that's awesome. But someone named, you might have heard of him on my channel before, Andrew Lavoie, came up from the fourth card and tried to take the win from Lucas, but he got one stroke behind at 18 under and comes in second from the fourth card, shooting 9 under. So great shooting for Andrew. Great shooting for these guys. It was fun. To film them. They were positive the whole time. See, as you can see, Andrew there in second place. Thank you for watching Freestyle Disc Golf. Please remember to like and subscribe.